Hey there, Metalheads, Flying V here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to disassemble a third-party Mad Catz PS1/PS2 controller. Okay, this isn't one of those OEM Sony ones. It's one, like I said, made by Mad Catz. It has the extra turbo button and mode button here. I think I'll do an overview of this controller separately. So anyways, to take this thing apart, it's pretty simple, okay? On the back, there will be, pardon me, bumped my camera here. There are 7 screws on the back here. They all look like this. They're all the same size, so you don't need to worry about mixing them all up. However, there are other screws in this controller which come in different sizes, so take that into account, okay? Like most controllers, you just need a standard fine Phillips head, or not standard, fine Phillips head screwdriver. Go to all the 7 screws and remove them. Once all the screws are out, you go to the back and you lift the back piece off here. Like that. There are screws here that will allow you to get to the L2 and R2 buttons, but I'm not going to show that in this video, okay? So, yeah, you could remove those, but it's kind of unnecessary, so there you go. We'll just put that off to the side, and we'll bring over the main controller. For starters, you want to take out 2 screws that are screwed into these holes, which hold the thumbsticks in place. They look like this. They have these like weird like washer heads, you know, or they look kind of like hi-hats, or anyways, the screws look like this, and they go into this hole right here and this hole right here. Once again, take the same screwdriver and remove those 2 screws. Once those screws are out, you can lift out the thumbsticks, and you can also lift out the rumble things here. Then you pull out the L1 and R1 and L2 and R2 button assemblies. Then you simply, oh yeah, forgot, you have to remove a screw that goes in this hole right here. It's this size. It's the same size as the screws in here. So, yeah. And then, once that screw is out, you simply, hold on, this takes a little bit here. Simply lift the board out. And there is your board. If you wish, you could remove the thumbsticks here. You know, you simply just like pull them off like that, and you realign the slot here with the actual thumbstick itself. There you go. So we'll just put this off to the side, and then we'll bring over the top here. First thing you want to remove is you want to remove the rubber pads for all of the buttons. Then you can take out or you can simply just like dump all the buttons out like that. Okay, it's really easy to reassemble. However, the D-pad is like permanently stuck in the controller, so you're kind of stuck with that. Okay, there's like no way to remove this thing without like cutting the controller, so I don't recommend doing that. But anyways, your controller is completely disassembled. Now you might ask, how do I reassemble it? You basically just repeat the process. Okay, all your buttons like on a lot of controllers, they have these little tabs here which you want to line up with these little slots on the buttonholes. So you just do that for the triangle, square, X, and circle buttons. Then you want to put back in the select button, which you can put in either way and it'll be just fine. Same goes for the turbo and mode buttons. Just line them back up with their corresponding shapes in the holes there. And then in the start button here, you'll line the tab up here with the little slot right there. Simply stick it back in there like that. Then take all the rubber pads, put them all back in. Okay, so once the rubber pads are back in, then you can take your board and stick it back in there. So you want to, first of all, you want to get the cable out of the way here. Then you take the board, line it up with the screw posts, these screw posts here, and make sure that they're in there all the way. And then remount the thumbsticks back into their holes there, and stick the L1 and R1 and L2 and R2 button assemblies back into place here. Then put the rumble or DualShock packs back in there like that. Make sure they're in there all the way. Then you take your hi-hat screws and put them back in these two holes, like I mentioned earlier. Then you take your little black screw, screw it back in here. And then you take your cable. Now this is a little tricky because you see these little rings here. You want to go for this space here in between the last two rings here, and you stick it in there like that. And then you take your back piece, simply remount it on the controller here. This may take a little bit because you gotta put it on there in a very, you basically gotta put it back on there a very awkward way. Hang on. You stick it back in there oh, hold on. I'm sorry this has taken such a long time. Okay. Sorry that took so long. I would have done jump cuts, but I don't know how to do jump cuts because I have no editing software. So it's just a full unscripted video like that. Okay, so anyways, your controller's back together, then you take your silver screws and put them all back in there. And then your Mad Catz PS1/PS2 controller is reassembled. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry if this ran a little long. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Be sure to share this with a friend if they need any help with this particular matter. And that's it. May the force be with you. Wash hard.